Who won the debate?
The American people.
Amen. Amen.
Tim, I think, look, even honest Democrats would say Tim Kaine had some good moments, but not his best night. Mike Pence came in. He said some things that weren't true. He was on defense some of the night, but he had a better night. And all that does is give Donald Trump a chance now to come into the debate on Sunday with some momentum, a little bit of momentum, but not on the defense. He can study what Pence did that worked, and now it's all up to Donald Trump. So it doesn't affect the polls, but I think Pence won on the stage.
CNN poll that came out last night, it came out this morning, taken last night, found that Mike Pence actually won the debate 48% to 42%, neither at 10%. Doesn't really matter, but really you go around and you look at all of the people that were scoring this debate, all of the reporters that we were talking about who tweet, even those reporters seemed to give it to Kaine.
Yeah, and I think that was mostly on style. I think Pence. Most of it was on style. I think
Same thing.
Tim Kaine came out of the gate. I mean, you could see he was jacked up. He was full of energy.
He was jacked up, man.
He was jumping on everything Mike Pence said.
You think he was roided out?
That I won't. I can't speak to that.
What is wrong?
Do you think that he had Conseco like beforehand, shooting him up like some roids?
That's a tough charge. We'll have to report that out.
He was
overprepared.
But so that was the style of it. I thought if you were a Trump supporter who was feeling a little shaky, or you're someone on the fence who wanted to vote for Trump but weren't sure you could do it, and you needed some sort of like soothing balm, it was Mike Pence last night. So that's the style. On the substance, though, it was remarkable because Tim Kaine went after him and said, Donald Trump said this, and Mike Pence would simply say, no, he didn't, when he did. You know, he wanted to ban Muslims from coming to the country. Oh, come on, he didn't say that. And you could see Kaine getting frustrated because he came in with, I'm going to stick everything Trump's ever said on you. And Pence said, nah, he didn't say that.
It's a style substance thing. And Nicole, the Republicans were, for the first time this year, sort of the never-Trumpers, finally had somebody to cheer for last night.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment where I thought, God, I wonder how, how many hearts across the country, Republican hearts, are breaking right now that they couldn't just flip a coin and flip the ticket. Pence was a very sort of Reagan-esque presence, and we judge this the way we've consumed this entire election. We've watched every minute. We know that back in the primary, Pence endorsed Cruz over Trump. Some people tuning in, and certainly the people that they need to reach between today and Election Day, they weren't following every twist and turn of the primary. So I think if you're just tuning in, if the fall is when you've decided you're going to study up and you're going to take in these candidates, I think what you took in Pence was a very presidential figure. Now, the little snag might be that everything he said, he sort of tried to brush off the fact that there is no defense of some of those statements of Trump. But in terms of performance, I thought that Pence turned in the much more steady presidential performance.
Mike Barnicle, did Pence help Donald Trump, or did Pence help Pence?
Well, I think Pence definitely helped Pence in 2020. He was calm, he was measured. I don't think the debate moved the meter for either candidate. I think Pence, despite his commanding presence last night compared to the very interrupting Tim Kaine, I think Pence might have a problem today and tomorrow with the clips where people will show what he said during the debate and then the proof of what he denied.
I'm sure they're already doing it in Brooklyn right now. Mark Halperin, also some reports from inside the Trump campaign that Donald Trump was not pleased. Said Tim Kaine won, or that Mike Pence won the debate, but did not win it with Donald Trump, but lost it with Trump because he seemed to distance himself from Donald Trump time and again. Have you heard that at all?
I asked about those reports. I'm not able to confirm them. I do think, just understanding the psychology of Donald Trump, a lot of people are saying, as Nicole suggested, why isn't Pence at the top of the ticket? Pence did better than Trump. The Wall Street Journal lead editorial today says just that Trump should be studying Pence. And look, Donald Trump's going to have to perform. I agree with Mike. They'll be fly-specking on what Pence said. But look, we're just a few days away now from the Sunday debate, which matters a lot more. Trump's going to have to rise to the occasion and say, hey, I'm not going to be threatened by the fact that people are saying Pence did such a good job, that Pence didn't defend me at every turn. I need to learn from Mike Pence. What did he do that was effective in taking after Hillary Clinton and her record? We'll see if Donald Trump can do that, because all that matters now is if Trump wins the next debate. The pressure's on him because almost everybody in both parties I talk to say he must win this debate, barring some October surprise that's gigantic. Trump must win this debate. That's a lot of pressure.
We have a couple of other pretty big political stories to get to, but let's listen to what happened last night. Kaine's strategy throughout the debate was to force Pence to defend the controversial statements and positions made by Donald Trump.
And I just want to talk about the tone that's set from the top. Donald Trump during this campaign has called Mexicans rapists and criminals. He's called women slobs, pigs, dogs, disgusting. I don't like saying that in front of my wife and my mother. Look for Donald Trump apologizing to John McCain for saying he wasn't a hero. Did Donald Trump apologize for calling women slobs, pigs, dogs, disgusting?
She apologized for saying...
Governor, it is his 2 minutes, please.
Did Donald Trump apologize for taking after somebody in a Twitter war and making fun of her weight? Did he apologize for saying African Americans are living in hell? Did he apologize for saying President Obama was not even a citizen of the United States? You will look in vain to see Donald Trump ever taking responsibility for anybody and apologizing.
He says ours is an insult-driven campaign. Did you all just hear that? Ours is an insult-driven campaign. I mean, to be honest with you, if Donald Trump had said all the things that you said he said in the way you said he said them, he still wouldn't have a fraction of the insults that Hillary Clinton leveled when she said that half of our supporters were a basket of deplorables.
So let me ask really quickly. I want to ask Nicole really quickly. We've just been saying, everybody thinks, I think, these vice presidential debates don't matter. But 2004, George W. Bush gave one of the worst debate performances in the history of modern American politics, if you discount what Barack Obama did, like in 2012. Yeah, it was like a tie.
Yeah.
But Dick Cheney dismembered, nobody expected it, dismembered John Edwards in the vice presidential debate.
Yeah.
Did you see a shift in the polls inside the camp?
Well, what was happening, we came out of our convention in 2004 with a healthy bounce. We went into the first debate against John Kerry, and I think there was a 7-point swing because of Bush's performance. And I remember walking, I think I told you the story, walking in the back of the bus with the Newsweek poll numbers. Sir, you know, that didn't go over well. Cheney went out there and he prepped and
What did Bush say when you told him that
he was always well,
he lost 7
points.
TV.
I know I've told you guys
on TV. What did Bush say?
He said we lost the post-debate spin, and I wound up to say, no, we did it. And he said, I gotcha. He knew. And actually, I think Karen Hughes called him the night after the debate and said, sir, that did not go as planned. That was.
But Cheney, though.
Those were the good old days. But Cheney, and there's a caricature of Cheney, and I understand why it exists. But when he was seated at a table, and it's so intimate, these seated debates are at a strategic level, so much intimate. And I think the reason Kaine's strategy didn't work is in part because you're sitting right there, and interrupting a moderator sitting closer than you and I are sitting just doesn't go over well.
So right.
But yeah, Cheney was methodical, and he was so against type. I mean, he speaks in this soft, grandfatherly voice, but he just, as you use the right word, dismembered Edwards. And not only did he stop the bleeding, I mean, I think he turned the momentum back in our direction in the same way that Joe Biden did just as expertly in 2012 after Obama.
So these things can make a difference.
They just can turn things back around. They can hit pause on the bleeding. And I'm not sure if Pence did that, but I do think that Pence had a very strong performance last night.
Tim Kaine was prepared for a debate at two standing podiums.
Yes.
Not the, you know,
in a
just
stadium.
Kind of engaged.
In a stadium.
Thank you, Cleveland. We're going to play more coming up. A couple of different things we need to get to, but we'll have more vice presidential debate.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.